Not really, only because in order to be able to get Maserati and somebody else, you'd have to bring the front of the gun down a lot further. Because obviously,
What about getting her? I'm trying to sweep out a load of the.
you could probably take out. You could probably do a long burst to take 2.
2? Right. What do I do?
They're spread out. Right. Well, a long burst, and it's base dex or heavy weapons. You've got it.
Heavy weapons. Damn
Yeah.
it. Go on then.
So rapid fire with a long burst, you fire 7 rounds for a +4. Now, bearing in mind, one thing we keep forgetting for rapid fire is a 1 is normally a disconnection, but it's also a malfunction. Okay, it's a mishap. Doing a short burst increases your mishap or the malfunction range up to a 2, up to a 3 for a long burst, up to a 4 for a heavy burst.
It's more likely to malfunction. But I don't know.
It's not a disconnect. It's still only a disconnect on a 1, but the gun is essentially, it would jam.
Right. I don't know that. It's not my gun. I don't care. So let's jam it. Presumably, if it jams, it fails on that go as well.
Yeah, it doesn't fire and then conveniently stop firing after you've done your damage.
Okay, we'll give it a go. So it's +4, -4. Is that right? -4 for movement and jumping, and +4 for doing a long burst.
Yeah, for the long burst, yes. And if you're firing at 2, that would take up 14 ammo because it's 7 per target. Luckily, however, the M60, if I can find I just shared the stats of the thing, and the guns on there as well. I think it's got 100 ammo.
Where did you what?
Ammo 100. I shared the Dodge Ram into the chat.
Okay, I didn't see that. I missed that. Okay. So
just remember to leave 1 truck alive, so we have a vehicle.
Damage 15.
I actually mentioned that before I charged them.
Or the 12 will carry us.
So you're running unskilled, so use the unskilled and just add your modifiers onto your dex when you fill in the unskilled bit.
But no, it's +4, -4. So there's no modifiers out there anymore. Is that right? Or am I
No, it's a hang on, rapid fire. Sorry, no, I keep getting the 7 rounds. Yeah, no, you're right. +4, -4. Yes, I was shouting out +7 for some reason.
I rolled a 1.
No, you rolled a 4, which is close.
I rolled a 6.
No, but why did it come up a 4 on my screen? Okay, it came up as a 4 on my screen. It says 6 on screen. I can see. Don't worry.
It's definitely a 6. I promise. I will use a possibility to attempt to, do actual damage.
Sure.
So this goes in gold. So it's 10 in that, and it's 6 in that. Hopefully that will be enough. 14.
Okay, that will hit 2 of them because their dodges are 9s.
Oh,
so 5 extra damage dice. Damage dice does this do now?
17. 17 damage. Is that to 17. Both, or do I need?
No, that's on each of them. So you're taking out the middle 2. So that's number 9 and number 10. And you do, in fact, take out the middle 2.
Yay. I'm so
they do the usual thing. There's like 2 or 3 red squibs bursting across their chests, and they do the whole sort of like Muppet jangly arms thing, and then they go down.
What's the picture called? It's called the hum. That thing.
What was that picture called? The what?
Of the truck. What's the picture of the truck called?
No, it's not a picture of the truck. It's the stats of the truck, the Dodge Ram.
Oh, it's not a picture.
If you look up a Dodge Ram, you should find the picture.
No, I was looking to see the stats. I thought it was in the images, so I was looking.
It's in gear. Or it's an item, sorry. Okay. Well done. Dr. Dick, just to summarize, you woke up after the void scenario that you encountered on the shore of a sky blue lake. It would appear you're somewhere in Central America, a few hundred kilometers south of the Stellai boundary. You met some locals, told you the situation, the lay of the land. Apparently their town is you can't pass through it because there's a local warlord who's taken it over, and you're currently storming the southern barricade of said warlord. He's to the north of town in an overrun police station. This is the barricade with some bandits and one of his lieutenants, a fierce-looking, muscly woman calling herself Maserati. Not that you know that.
So what does this have to do with the whole Baraka wedding?
Because the wedding's in Chichen Itza, as far as you can tell. Chichen Itza is to the north, and you've got to go through these guys to get there.
Oh, okay. I thought. Right. So the gun's taken probably. So I'm gonna see.
You've got there are 3 guns in total. The one on the closest car is unmanned. The one on the furthest car is unmanned, but Durek is on the back of the furthest truck. Sorry. Abram has just mounted the middle truck and has fired the gun. There are still 4 gunmen armed with AK-47s in front of the concrete barriers. There's a gunman in each driver's seat still, and there's a gunman in between trucks B and C.
And who's driving what? I'm just like.
No one's driving anything yet. They're not moving. Oh, and in front of truck B is Maserati, the aforementioned angry lady.
I don't know. I'll probably try to get to one of the. I'll try to get one of the other guns, I guess.
And before anything else, just so you know, that's your new COSM card. I've added it to your sheet for you.
Right, so I probably gotta get rid of someone to get to the gun, right?
You've got, between you and the closest truck, there are no impediments between you and the gun on the back of that truck, apart from getting your septuagenarian or whatever age your character's body is up onto the back of the truck. It's close enough. It's about 5 meters away, but you'll have to clamber up if you want to.
Right, so do I roll anything?
It depends if you want to do anything. Movement won't cost you anything. You're not having to run, but clambering up will give you a -2 on anything else you do that round. And if you want to fire the gun, it's heavy weapons, so you'll be rolling unskilled.
Yeah. But I've got a thing I can use, so I'll do that. Yeah, I'll just sort of try to move my way, grunting a bit.
You do that. So Dr. Dick, you're on the back of truck B, and you quickly familiarize yourself, as I said, with the simple point and click interface.
Yep. So, okay, I'm gonna try out this Heart of Ukan thing.
Okay.
That was was it a willpower check?
No, it's a reality skill check. You're attempting to draw upon the power of the Heart of Ukan.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It does not grant you a possibility.
What, doesn't it? I thought it was. Oh, because I'm at -2.
No.
I thought it was a 12 plus.
Yep, it is.
But I'm at 14.
Yep.
Oh.
Something else is happening.
What are you fighting?
Oh, you're fighting core earthers.
Right.
Everyone.
They're not invaders.
Damn it.
It's all right. Didn't cost you anything.
Okay, I'm just gonna. Damn hunk of junk. I'm just gonna. I'll put it back in my pocket and just use an ordinary possibility to I
Okay.
guess. I don't know. What other targets I have?
Well, you've got Maserati, who seems to be getting ready. I mean, you've got a flurry, so you've all got another action before anything else goes off. There are four.
She's very strong because you didn't scrape her, I don't think. To him.
I did, yeah. She's basically got arms on her that would make Abram's thighs jealous.
Are we back in Korath now?
You are.
That means that if I shoot like a petrol tank, everything's gonna explode. Like
Potentially, luckily for you, that would probably be more descriptive than anything else. But yes, you are back in the world of car stops, bumper nudges the car in front, both of them disappear in a hoary explosion of Hollywood death.
Right. So what's the most explosive thing I can see? That's also near some baddies.
There are 3 trucks. You're stood on one, Abram stood on another, and Durek stood on the third.
Oh, okay. So then, okay. So we're stationary.
You are stationary. It's not a chase. Yeah.
Impression. We really just can't chase. Okay. Not that you can hear the music, put the sounds, but yeah. Okay. Right. I'll probably I'll just shoot one of the goons, I guess, with a heavy burst.
Okay, it's called a long burst. It will give you a +4, and it will take up 7 ammo. You've got 100.
Right. You know.
So you're at -2 for clambering up. So you're at a +2 overall.
Yeah. Right. And that goes off of
X.
Next. So
That's good. I've remembered to put your stream on this time. I like this background.
Can I ask you a question, John? What's underdog? When am I at a disadvantage?
Basically, when you're significantly outnumbered.
Okay.
And U5 against 13 isn't being significantly outnumbered.
So build was wait.
I like the honky-tonky sounding dramatic music that's playing in the radios in the background.
Yeah, well, I thought it was a con chase. I put on the chase thing.
That's all right. It'll be on one of the radios.
Quick escape.
Okay, so you managed to empty the machine gun into one of the poor unfortunate cartel thugs. I don't know if those 3 words, unfortunate, cartel, thug, actually go together in any sentence at any point, but anyway. So the M60 has a base damage of 15. That is not enough to do an additional bonus die of damage, but it is 7 over their toughness. So thug 12 disappears in a hail of appropriately action movie style bullets. Back to the beginning of the round, you've got a flurry. These guys have been caught with their collective pants down.
Is there a gun left?
And there is an unmanned gun in. Well, there is, but okay. There is an unmanned gun because Durak isn't going to man the gun, I'm assuming, correct?
You can assume that.
Yeah.
Okay, the furthest truck has an undwarfed machine gun.
Okay, I will go because he's too short, isn't he? So I'll go and I'll go and take that.
There would have been an appropriately sized sort of crate in the back of the truck if he had wanted to stand on it.
Yeah, I just like teasing him. Okay, so let's.
Okay, so Father Theo goes over to the same truck that Durak is on, clambers aboard, and aligns himself with the machine gun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so again, -2 for clambering up because it's an action more than just standard movement. But if you want to shoot, you could do multi-attack on 2 of them if you wish to. That would be a total of -4, +4 for the long burst if you're doing it.
Yep.
That would give you a straight roll.
Excellent. We like the idea of that. Okay, so I will let a clip.
Damn, I was just.
It's a hit.
I was just working on the machine gun sounds. Don't have them prepared.
Well, I have a feeling that we'll be using them again very soon. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Banditos 7 and 8 go to meet their maker.
Yay.
Even with that roll.
Okay.
Who's following Theo?
Me.
Go, Ryoko. What are you going to do?
So Ryoko, you are currently still you're about 3 meters away from truck A, which puts you at about 8 or 9 meters away from either Bandito 11 or about 12 meters away from Maserati.
But he still has. What about driver?
Well, then I
There is
go
a driver.
for.
Good point. There is a driver who is currently. Well, you can look up, and on the driver's side window, you can see the guy's basically currently got his face pressed up against the window because the rappel basically repelled him smack into the driver's side glass.
All right, I get out the sword, and I bring the blade next to my head, pointing right at him, and then make a stab through the window.
Ooh, okay.
Let's see. Oops, double click.
Well, luckily, your first one was a lot better.
Yeah.
Always take the first. I think 18. I don't know if there was any negatives, but that's.
No, you didn't have any negatives on that one. The dodge is quite tough, but your sword has armor piercing, so we're not really going to worry about that overly much. Yeah, so an 18, so that's it's almost enough to do 2 bonus die of damage, but you get 1, so roll your single bonus die of damage.
Well, I can always use the key strike, or
you can do that afterwards, though. Let's see what your damage is.
Okay, so let's go. That's 17 armor piercing 2.
So he was going to get 2 points of armor from the toughened glass, but your sword whips forward, and I don't know if it's because the blade's that sharp or because of the electrification around it, but it literally goes through the glass like butter. And when you release it and pull back, he slumps because he's dead. The sword went through his face. But the edges of the hole are just glowing slightly, and there's a pink, tink, tink, tink sound as it cools quickly. So that would be bandit number 2. So you now have an ungunned and undrivered car. And Ryoko is stood next to truck A.
And
Who's following you?
I can pull a card in.
No, you only get to put a card in once a round.
All right.
Oh, you don't get it on your second flurry?
Actually, no, let me double check. Because they did do one of the clarifications on common mist rules. A flurry is an entirely new turn, not just another action. And you put cards in at the end of your turn. So yes, you can put a second card in.
Told you.
At least that's how we'll run it for now. Good enough.
Oh, okay.
So Abram, Theo.
Attempt some shooting again.
You can do if you wish to.
Um,
There's only one gunman standing at the barricade. Maserati is a little further back than where she was before. You can't target both of those with the same multi-action, unfortunately, because of angles. There's a gunman in the cab of the truck you're on. There's a gunman on the floor between trucks B and C, and there's a gunman in the cab of truck C. Does not appear to the gunman in the cab of truck C appears to be he's not been disabled or harried or anything like it.
Urak and Theo are there, I think, aren't they, or something? So I'll leave.
Theo is there and Durek is there, yes.
Can I shoot my own gun at the person, seeing like Ryoko just stab through the glass? Can I shoot through the glass at the person driving the vehicle, but also shoot the main gun at one of the mooks?
I had 2 guns in one round.
Yeah,
2 different guns?
Yes. Can
Why
I?
not? Why not? It's a
This is,
multi-
this is Core Earth. This is Core
yeah,
Earth.
why not?
John, just a question. I have ready flurry. Could I use this card to get a third action?
No, you can't
Okay.
use 2 flurries in the same.
Okay.
I read
Well, you
that
did.
one.
So multi-action is
Minus
minus
2 for every extra action.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
But then my long burst for the other, so it'll be +4 for that one.
Now, this is the difficulty because if you're doing rapid fire, you in
Okay.
theory you see there was an old rule that you can't use the same skill twice with different things. I'm fine with it on this one, but I'm going to say you can't do. I know you can only do rapid fire. Okay, we'll just have to work out the bonuses separately. So don't add the +4 yet.
So just roll with -2.
Yes.
Oh, but I'll just do Dex skill
Yeah.
then. Is that okay? Dex skill -2. And then we'll work out everything separately.
Yeah, because you've got to add fire combat on for your other one and that sort of thing.
And we'll do to make it. Well, I suppose it's not necessarily a miss actually because I haven't done my bonuses. But, right.
It's
No possibility.
probably going to be a miss with the big gun. Who are you shooting at, Maserati or the remaining bandit?
I'll just. Oh, yeah.
They're the only 2 targets you've got, really.
I'll attempt. No, the bandit. Main bandit.
So 9s.
Right. So
Not
my
bad. Total of 25. So obviously there's an 18 coming off of that, unless you did put the -2 on your skill.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't. Sorry, I didn't
Okay,
put
that's all right.
-2 on. So that's
So it's 16.
But my fire combat, so that's 20 for my pistol,
Okay.
and then whatever it would end up as for the machine gun.
Well, because of the long burst, it's a 20 as well.
20 for both. Oh, perfect.
Okay. So yeah, they're both. I'm not going to bother making you roll for those because the basic damage is enough as number 4 and number 11. I'm just marking them off. So what basically happens there, let's take into account your unfamiliarity with the weapon. So what basically happens is as you line up for the shot with the machine gun, you hold down the trigger, and there's a lot more kickback than you were expecting, and the gun just goes on a fire. And as you let go completely, like surprised at the sheer power of the thing, even though you fired it once already. And then in a split-second decision, you realise you've got 2 hands free. Quickly grab your gun and just shoot the guy in the cab, while the machine gun is basically going and just stitching across the torso of the one in front of you. And then it just stops and just muzzle steaming away as the guy in the front of the cab for your one taken down as well. So Durac, Dr. Dick, you're left.
Go first, Dr. Dick, because you know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
There are only 3 combatants left at the moment.
I know there's one in my truck.
There's one in the cab. There's one on the floor between trucks B and C, closest to Durac, furthest from Dr. Dick. And there is Maserati, who is about 3 meters stood in front of truck B.
So I'm guessing we, at some point, take one of these trucks and drive away. Or is that?
I think that was one part of the plan that they had put together in your absence, yes.
Trying to neutralise this threat, because these could have come and reinforced the ones that we actually need to strike up at the police garage.
Durac, while you're deciding what to do...
I know what I'm doing, I'm just going to go last.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going to describe something. Even though he's not actually had an action yet, you can see the driver... I mean, not that Durac will actually make the connection, but the driver in your one, seeing all this going on, he is reaching up to something that appears to be mounted on the ceiling of the cab. You can't tell what it is. Black box, sort of a black curly wire attached to something that looks like a smaller box.
Can I see the same guy?
He has a truck between you and him, so no.
Okay.
And he's 20 meters away.
Are there anyone nearby I can see then?
You can see Maserati, who stood in front of truck B, and you can just make out. No, you can't because he's on the floor. You know there's a guy because you saw him getting blasted out of where Abraham is currently standing.
Would he be within like range or with like on an angle?
No, he's complete. You've got no line of sight because he's on the floor.
Right.
So Maserati is the only target you can see.
All right, I'm gonna shoot her then.
Okay. Right, her dodge. Okay, are you doing anything? Her dodge is 15.
Damn.
Just to let you know, her perks are Brawler, means she does more damage in hand-to-hand combat. Endurance, which means she has more shock than her spirit would otherwise indicate. Vengeful, which means if you hurt her and she's still going, she does more damage back to you. And Hard to Kill.
Which means she's hard to kill.
Pretty much.
You're not telling us.
No, because I can't remember. It's either her defeat rolls are up or something like that, or she just simply has more wounds. I'm just checking.
Damn, has anyone got a supported card or something?
Nope.
I put
Not
the wrong one into my pool. I should have gone for an action, but no, I took a pun and fails.
Oh, that's good if she tries to rip you to shreds.
Her wound limit increases by 1, so she would have 1 wound. She has 2.
Possibilities went back to full because we're a new act.
Yeah, new act. So I think you were at 4 at the beginning though.
Yeah.
You already spent 1, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vengeful. When a vengeful character suffers a wound, she gets an up result on the next action taken against the offender in the same scene.
Don't worry about that. You've got a card that'll stop that. Just shoot her. Just kill her. Hurt her a bit, and then stop her doing her stuff.
Yeah, didn't I?
Make a spend a possibility.
Do it.
Do what?
Spend a possibility. Hit her.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. Was 14.
So whatever your skills in the first.
Hang on. Before you do that.
Yeah.
You are firing an M60.
Yeah.
It can only be fired long burst. Did you account for that in your hit?
Did a +4.
Was it a +4, but not.
Okay, you did.
The second one, but that doesn't do anything. Yeah. So I'm at 19 now.
So there have been a +4 at the second one though.
There should be a +4 on the second one as well. Yeah.
All right. So
So
I'm
that's
at
23.
So her dodge is 15. That's 8 over. So you're doing 1 additional bonus die of damage.
Woo! Roll again. 9.
9 add to 15.
Yep. Boom, 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 boom.
Come on, I'm not doing all the maths.
24.
Okay, and Maserati's toughness, because she's slightly buffer than the others, but she's still not wearing any armor.
Shows you how bad it is. It took how long it took me to add 9 to 15.
He has a toughness of 11.
These teachers are useless.
Oh, 2 wounds, 4 shots.
That is 2 wounds. She takes 2 wounds and 4 shock.
Is she dead? No, she's not dead. One more
No.
wouldn't go. Oh, but you did a
Neither.
good job, Mr. Dick.
You're back.
Well done.
Right. So, because of what you just said to me, my plan has now changed.
Basically, Out of character because Dirac doesn't understand radio technology. The driver is reaching for a walkie-talkie, which is mounted on the underside of the cab roof.
So, what is it to go over, open a door, and slice a person to death?
You'll have to get off the back of the truck, which will give you a -2. But opening the door is a simple action. It's not going to be, and your first movement is a simple action as well, so that won't give you any minus.
Oh, so it's just -2 then.
Yep.
I thought it might be easy for you if you didn't open the door, but
that's 15. Probably not going to do enough damage. Oh, he's only got 9, hasn't he?
The 9. I'll probably give you an additional -2 because you're an Eilish dwarf, and I don't know how often has Dirac seen people opening modern. How much attention has he paid to people opening the doors of modern vehicles?
It depends. I've got big shield claws. Does people always open doors for me? I will do a well, give me a check and I'll roll it and see if I did notice it.
Just be a scholar check for that.
Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, I noticed. That's a lovely roll for my scholar. Anyway, it'll never work whenever you want me to do a real scholar check. So that's 1 extra damage, isn't it?
If you've got at least a 14, it is indeed.
That's the other dice. I made a mistake. That's this one. 17 AP2.
Yep. The driver, basically, you stab him before he is able to get anything off. A successful first round.
I will move a card over.
Now it's our turn again.
Not through yet.
Oh, it's them.
Villains go first. Heroes are inspired. Oh, by the way, no, you haven't had enough time to recover any wounds. You don't have any shock currently. Approved actions are anything. Picking herself up, Maserati pulls out both of her oozes. At a loss for any targets, she simply shoots at the one that shot at her.
Use the card.
Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, is the Pulp Fiction quote. Do you need to use the card? Let's find out. So we're doing a /TORG roll with her fire combat skill, which isn't great. It's only an 11. But
Let's do that.
She is doing short bursts with her oozes, which is giving her another +2.
I don't like the sound effects in the background. It sounds like she's chopping you to pieces. For bullets.
Now, I didn't put my possibility track down. There are 5 of you. I've got 10 possibilities I can use. Now the question is, does she need to spend a possibility? So at this moment in time, what is your dodge, Dr. Dick?
My dodge is 11.
So that will hit you, but not enough to do a bonus die of damage. So at this moment in time, you would be, he said as he gets his possibility tokens out, so he's got a physical thing to measure it by. You would be about to take 13 damage.
And toughness is 9, so that would be
2 shock
Oh,
at this moment in time.
worry about
However,
2 shock.
However, I'm using the possibility chip with the Cyber Pope, Jean Malraux, on it. Which means I now have to do that with that on it. Oh, I rolled a 1 on my second one. So that would make it a 21, which is enough now to have 2 bonus die of damage on it.
Yeah, opponent fails.
Okay.
Dang it.
You just duck and a hail of bullets goes over your head. Although, okay, it would have only been 1 bonus die of damage because she's getting a -2 modifier for being wounded. My apologies. I forgot that. And that's all that can be... actually, no, that's not all that can be done. bandit number 3 picks himself up and unloads his AK-47 on Ryoko. Roll a d6. Odd, it's Theo. Even, it's Abram. God smiles on the priest. Now, their fire combats.
I hate you, Ryoko.
Long burst gives him a +4. He hasn't got any other
My
options
dodge.
for that. You
Okay.
can, because hero's going. You can choose to actively dodge if you wish to. It will use your go.
Is this against my dodge? His shoot.
It's target you. If you do an active defense, you roll a bonus number and add it to all of your defenses in the given round.
No, but what is his actual roll against?
Dodge. But you
It
don't
is
roll
dodge.
dodge, you just roll a bonus number. And it will apply to whichever defense is
I
used.
was just checking it was my highest defense. That's okay.
Yeah.
So you're not defending then?
Do I have to choose now?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll defend because yeah, well. So I roll just a D20.
Just roll a. You can use
Torg.
there's an option for. Yeah, just do /torg with nothing after it, and that will just roll a d20 and give you the flat bonus number. You've also, I think it's called bonus on your character sheet as well. Okay, so your dodge is 1 higher, making it
14. Yeah.
If you notice, his bonus was a -4, putting him to a 10. His skill was a 14. Okay, you guys go first. Anyone with any shock loses 2.
Yay, I don't have any shock. Someone
Don't know.
almost got shocked there a couple of things ago. Right. Do you want me to go? Do you want to shoot the guns at her, or do you want me to?
I get a card because I successfully dodged.
You do.
Oh, you can't do anything. Haha.
Well, there's only 2 left. You can finish them off, surely.
No, I'm waiting for the guys
Can-
with big guns because I'm
can
not
I
going
move
anywhere near. I'm not going anywhere near any character that Skell could shoot at. Melee.
What are
That's
you
it.
trying to
Right,
say?
so there is a single bandido equidistant between trucks B and C. In other words, the one Abram is on and the one Theo is on. And the one that Durak is currently sitting in the cab of. Or possibly not, you might have just stood outside. And Maserati is stood guns raised, pointing at truck A after having just unloaded a significant amount of lead in that direction.
If any action is approved, I'd like to do a trick. Is there anyone in particular you would like to have tricked?
Right, big girl.
Really?
Get the big girl and make her so she can't hit people.
Yeah.
Make her weaker. Which of the two?
I will try to close in with her.
Okay, so what am I doing? Okay. I'm gonna take up my phone from my thing, and I'm gonna say very loudly into it, "Airstrike on my position," to freak her out.
Okay, you're doing it to freak her out. It's more of an intimidate than a trick, but I suppose you're not trying to. You're just trying to fool her into thinking of something. Okay, go ahead and make the roll. Her defensive trick is 10.
Can you beat 10?
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's very tricky, Dr. Dick, isn't he? He's a tricky dicky.
So
Sorry. Oops.
So, in the absence of anything else for players' call, she's going to be disfavored on her next go, which means she loses her first reroll. And how do you want to make her very vulnerable or very stymied?
Very vulnerable.
Okay.
Okay, what's I?
Very vulnerable. And you get a leadership card.
Just sometimes can't hear, so.
Who's following Dr. Dick?
I think
We have Theo, we have Ryoko, we have Durak.
Yeah,
Yoko's better than me.
I will rush in on Maserati.
You can do that. Distance-wise, you're gonna you're close enough with your decks.
Yeah, so I will bring down hard the katana on her.
Okay, your target's a 14, which goes down to a 10 because she is very vulnerable. So it's enough for one bonus die. Again, one away, one off from having 2 bonus die.
Well, I can use the coup de grace, but I can use it.
You need to. Just to let you know, her toughness is 11. If you do 5 more, so if your total is a 16, which I think it is with a 4, isn't it?
4 is 17 and armor piercing.
She doesn't have any armor. She's just got toughness 11.
All right.
But it matters not as you slice down her muscular chest and just bring the sword up and around and just run her through. And she does that thing where she grabs your shoulders and just pulls herself down the sword at you, and then before she gets to within spitting distance of your face, the life goes out of her eyes and she drops to the ground.
Very good. Is there any goon left?
There's only one goon left. You get a card for doing a successful attack, though.
All right.
Want to go, Torgy? Theo. Is that gone?
Well, I don't think is.
There's one guy left.
Is he with anybody?
He's on his own. He is facing away from you because he just fired at Abram.
Okay. So I think he's. Okay, I don't have the -2 from last time for climbing in,
Nope.
so should I be at +2 in total? Is that right? Oh no, there's only one person to shoot at, isn't there? So.
Yep. +4 total. If you're doing a long burst, which you have to.
Stop screaming.
Right, he goes down. So you get a glory card.
Ooh.
Yay, thank you.
Okay, with the sound of gunfire fading and echoing into the forest around you, the minions at the barricade lie still. Now, you're not certain, you don't know the lay of the land, but you do know the police station was only just over a kilometre away. That noise may have been heard, you're not entirely sure. What are you all doing?
Do we move cards back into their hand, or
At this moment in time, you need to move your cards back into your hand and discard back down to 5.
Does anybody want a glory card?
Oh,
I've already used my glory, so I don't need it anymore.
Otherwise, it's going in the bin. Okay.
Yeah, I've got 2. Well, the ones I've got are pretty damn good. So
I will just, this isn't in any way an encouragement to retain glory cards, but do not forget, and you may not have been told this before, I can't remember, glory cards have a purpose beyond just giving you a bonus on a big roll. Sure, they increase your hand size by 1. A successful glory card gives everyone an extra possibility. But the other thing about glory cards, and this will come up more later on in the game, but in order to safely recover land from the invaders, you need to have performed act worthy of glory within the zones that are going to be affected by the removal or the attempt to get the land back. You're in core Earth at the moment, so it will have no impact or effect, but just bear that in mind that they are key to winning long term.
Cool. I've already got one, you see. I doubt I'll do
Yeah, that's all right.
do it twice, but if anyone else wants it.
Yeah, they were in Meretica, so it's a bit difficult to apply those, but you're not going to lose out on that. It'll have like a sort of a blanket effect in certain areas.
if not for the fact that the Heart of Wukong could only be used once per action, I would have liked it because that sounds like an instant glory thing.
Yeah, having a hero card, a drama card, a possibility, and an eternity shard that can be tapped. Well, you're rolling 5 d20s, and you've got to get 60 plus on the roll. and at least 4 of those rolls are giving you a minimum of a 10.
That's the way to do it.
So if you play towards it, it's actually, with the right kit, it's relatively easy to get a glory result. Anyway, the scene is quiet again.
I think the plan was we were going to drive one of these jeeps to them.
Yeah. John, can I restock on Maserati's ammunition? Does it fit my SMG?
The Uzis. Ooh.
I think they use the same ammo, do SMGs.
Let's have a look if they're in the same.
They're the same category, but
Let's see if they're in the same gun category on the gun list. The only thing is, it's more your ammo's more high tech, but does that necessarily mean anything?
Yeah, it's not that important. I only missed 3 bullets. I was just.
What's your gun?
SC Kyogo.
Is it the 144?
44 SMG.
Yeah, so that's the SMG, and
4 mean the ammunition.
Yeah, the Uzi is an SMG. Yep, you can.
All right, so I just top off my 2 ammos, my 2 magazines. Okay. Is there any?
Your one is a lightweight submachine gun. The Kyogo is unusually accurate for a submachine gun and is quite popular due to its exceptional range and damage. There you go.
Is there anything of interest on Maserati when I go through her pockets? Like keys, ID cards.
No, she's got a wad of
chicken leg,
decent crumpled wad of banknotes in one pocket. She doesn't have a mobile phone or anything like that, and there is a dog-eared copy of a bodybuilding magazine from about 9 months ago in her back pocket as well. This woman was roided up to the max.
Okay, but they're not like a walkie-talkie the girl was talking about.
No, they didn't appear to have walkie-talkies on them, but each of the 3 trucks is equipped with a walkie-talkie.
Ah, okay.
A shortwave radio, sorry, within it, CB. In fact, what are you doing with the trucks?
Well, I think Dr. Dick will be driving because he's the designated driver, I guess. He's the only one who's trained in it and doesn't create. Well, I think
the only one who drinks. So.
Okay, Dr. Dick, make a find check for me as you're sorting out the cab of your truck.
I can drive. I'm just not very good at it.
What'd you get?
11.
Okay, that's enough. Give me a second.
The key is in the overhead department.
Okay. As you're getting ready, the radio above your head squawks into life. Equipo de barricados, informe. Escuchamos disparos?
See.
Now, I know you have languages. I believe you've got language French.
Yeah.
If you can give me a language roll, but it's a similar classical language, but slightly different. A language at -4, you'll be able to basically translate what you just heard. Okay. Yeah, you don't get some of the syntax, but it seems quite simple. Barricade team, report in. We heard shots. You can make a simple response in what would have to be very basic conversational Spanish.
Do an Han Solo. Say it was a weapon malfunction.
Fine here.
6 times.
Yeah, and I'll also say it with a heavy French accent, so that I think I'm French. I don't know why the French person would be there, but
Just say Maserati killed some people.
If you want, you can enhance it with a trick. Or actually, no, this isn't a trick. You're not trying to convince them of the truth. It is a trick rather than a persuade.
right.
Come on, what are you saying?
Well, I'll just say it was we had some malfunctions. Trick. When was it? Yeah, I can't find. Bad roll. So maybe.
Okay, you said it was a bad roll, but it was still over 10, which is the important thing. However, here the important thing is you're trying to trick the person who's on the other end of the radio. You don't know who it is. If it's that guy, fine. If it's that guy, okay. Roll me a d6. Odd is worse than even.
Yep, there you go.
Okay. So you reply, mal funcionamiento del arma, todo está bien. Weapon malfunction, everything is fine.
Is there any response?
And the response is, estamos enviando un grupo para verificar.
Cheating.
We're sending a group to check it out.
Okay, I'll obviously try it. Crap! We gotta get out of here. Come on, hurry.
No. This is a brilliant plan. We tie up the people to the guns, make them look the other way. The people will drive up, and then we jump out and ambush them again. And that'll be a second group dead. It's brilliant.
Back at the base then.
You know, I got a better idea.
That's a very good idea.
Slash the tires. You know what the tires are? Is either rubbery things on the wheels. Just punch all those on the ones we're not driving. Okay.
But
Just
we
do
have
that
to
quick.
go where they're coming from, so we're gonna meet them on
What?
the road. So is that gonna work?
It won't take them long to get here. Only a kilometre, so we might as well wait here. Like you say, tie them to them here.
Let's do it. That's what our plan is. We're doing it. I'm starting to line up bodies and tie them to machine guns and put people in car seats. Well, some of them are in car seats.
Well,
but also
some people
so that
one of them's still in the driver's seat of where you took him out.
There's a guy with a sword, but no one's going to see the sword unless they're close up.
On the Ryoko cut in half, I don't think there's much we can do with that one.
Yeah, there's not much we can do.
You see the top of it was just sitting in the driver's seat, you know.
Yeah.
Just put a blanket.
We can put him back together.
I put a blanket over him. Put them together. Put a blanket over him. Maybe they won't see the blood. No, not that way. Push them together. Just push them together and just let them lie on the ground. Put a blanket over him. They're going to come up towards it and see what it is, and then that'll make them closer.
Let them get so close that, you know.
I'm going to hide behind this. I'm going to hide behind one of these trucks. Jump out at the right moment.
Go for it. Just make sure it's
hide.
the right.
You can be on the side of the woods.
It does seem like an unusually good plan to do that.
You guys have to be faster at these plans.
I think we need perhaps no guns this time though, because if they hear weaponry fired off a second time, they're not just going to send a squad down, are they? So perhaps we need to make sure Ryoko's using a sword. Obviously, Durak's doing most of the killing.
Okay.
Does anyone of you got a bow?
I've got a sword, so I can a saber. I can use that. Not very good, or not as good, but I will not use my gun because we don't want to use any. I think we don't want to use noise. We don't want to draw attention to the fact that we're killing these. As well.
Does any one of them have like a machete or something?
I've got
Yeah,
a right
they were all
step.
armed with machetes.
Okay, you got your sword. You're all right.
Yeah, well, just asking for you guys.
I've got a
I've got-
machete.
A little bit chop suey.
Yeah, all of the bandits are armed with machetes, which are strength +2 damage.
Go,
think-
we're ready.
I think everyone's got a melee weapon except Dr. Dick.
No, I've got a machete.
There you go.
We're good.
Right.
Just make sure you use not your noisy weapons.
Let's do this. This is going to be a big trick then, of what we're setting up, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. You can.
Help each other.
Yeah.
Roll.
So who's doing the actual?
The actual trick will be done
Trick
by Dick
setup.
because he's the best tricker in the world, and
Yep.
we'll just help him.
Or hidden. I don't know how best it is, but yeah.
What is trick? I don't have a trick in my thing.
It's off of mind.
Well, the first one anyway. Well, I rolled
Yeah, don't keep rolling twice.
double click.
It's
and
my
need-
help then.
Right.
Not sure I can help, but here we go. Oh, I got a 20. Whee!
Within 4 or 5 minutes, you have managed to prop various people up in various positions that make it appear to be slightly less obvious that they're all dead. Which of the 3 trucks are you guys holing up in?
I was going to be high. I'll be behind middle truck. Did I not say some of them 2 people in the woods or something, so they can get them from the side? Who's the fastest person running?
Me.
You've got a gun as well, so you can do range before you get there.
I'm not doing ranged, remember.
Oh, are you not?
We are not.
Well,
not even-
I would walk a little bit to the into the direction they are coming from. So when they stop and
You're going to be behind them, yeah?
so I can strike from behind and surprise them perhaps.
Yeah, I'll probably get some cover in the woods, just so that I'm like not too far away, so I might be able to support them with a trick. Or should
Okay.
I hide behind one of the cars? I don't know.
About 4 or 5, no, not long, 4 or 5 minutes after the call, you hear the sound of a car and a dusty-looking Nissan drives into view, stops about 20 meters away from the back of the trucks that you've arranged people in, and you hear someone calling out, a couple of voices calling out in Spanish. Your ability to translate is still kicking in a minute, and basically, Dr. Dick, you hear, come on guys, what's going on? What's happening? Maserati, report, what's going on? There's a brief pause because they don't hear anything. The 2 back doors of the car open and 3 guys get out, and the front door, driver's side door, opens and a 4th guy gets out. The first 3 look to be just other bandits. However, the guy that gets out of the front, who was the one doing all of the shouting, is muscular but quite squat. He's got a sort of a buzz cut, short haircut, and you can see various gang tattoos under his scalp. As he steps out of the car, though, he reaches down into the footwell and comes out with a fire axe, and the group of 4 begin to walk forward towards your trap.
Like a strawberry.
Oh, this is Hatchet.
Hatchet's no.
And we're on
You mentioned
lookout.
You mentioned 4 names. Ooh, we've got Surge.
3 names: Frisa, Maserati, and
What
Lahacha.
happens if the enemy gets Surge?
If they're in, so now the only person that doesn't have to worry here is Dr. Dick, because he's in his local cosm, so he cannot disconnect. The rest of you need to roll me a d20.
Woohoo, another 20.
Too
Okay.
bad.
Ryoko, you aren't carrying anything that is above your own personal axiom limits, are you?
Nope, I'm clean.
No cyberware gear. Theo hasn't surreptitiously planted a pamphlet on the benefits of a pious life that just happens to be on chipware in your back pocket. And you haven't done that, have you, Theo?
I considered it, but Durack needs one of those.
Okay. So as they approach the barricade, there is a brief moment of nervousness that comes about as you all feel the attention of the laws of reality turning to your personal violations with a little more attention, but you are able to do whatever it is to subconsciously push it away.
Wait, let's get them then, guys. We've got first go.
You're going first. They are on the verge of noticing that the guy stood in front of that gun has got a lot more red on his jacket than he did this morning.
Yeah,
Unless there are 4 of them.
Especially these big 50mm holes in them.
Yeah, they are they're in the middle of the road though, so if you're either going to be about 20 meters away from 15 meters away from them if you're hid behind a truck, or about 20 meters away from them if you're on either side of the road. It's up to you though what you're doing.
I'm going to charge in and go for Mr. Hatchet then. That means I could be at the -2. Because I hit my 3 hits is 24.
I will try to hit one who is also near Hatchet, so I can then next round go for him.
I will possibility that.
Your difficulty numbers, just so you know, Durack, are 14s.
First one's my skill, which is, oh my god, it's so high in this, and I just don't know what it is. Plus 40, 12. Roll was 5.
Your roll was a 5.
Difficulty, did you say again? Sorry, it was
14.
So you're doing basic damage.
Okay, I can't do anything else then. So basic damage is 16 AP2.
Okay, so it's 1 wound, 2 shock.
Yeah. That's me done, guys.
Who's following Durack?
Okay, I'm following Durack, and I'm jumping one of the goons next to Mr. Hatchet.
Okay, there are 3 of them.
Yeah, I just take one of those. I appear in the middle of them.
Can I have a card, please?
Yes, because attack was the approved action.
Okay, this is a reroll.
Can you? You can't reroll
No,
that.
Oh,
you just disconnected.
damn it.
Oh, hopefully not.
Disconnect
Not
sound
radio.
effects.
Charge it.
Yeah,
You actually
attack
just
him.
disconnected with a melee weapon. So you run out and just... There's a brief moment where you just lose complete track of what you were doing. And you don't even bring your sword down. You're just stood there. What's going on? Your armor feels a lot less resistant than it was. And yeah, you're a bit at a loss at the moment. Cool. Appropriate for a surge round, though. Well done. I think
Can
that's
I
for
try and
disconnect as well. Go for it,
can I
Abram.
charge could charge and try and back up Ryoko. So I'll do one of the mooks.
Before he does that, I'm gonna just point something, like point the laser of my gun in his eye. The same dude to make him, well,
Do what, sorry?
as a trick.
Point the laser gun at the same dude to make him, I don't know what.
Start me vulnerable first of all, but as a trick. Ooh, but it's probably gonna be both. Or I could just take him out like that. I don't know.
We'll say that one of them, you do exactly that. He sees the laser sight, sees the people running out the tree, and just screams and runs for the woods.
I'll go after one of the other ones, not that one. Melee weapons, isn't it?
I said there were 3. There were 4 of them because there were 3 in the back and 1 in the passenger seat.
Sorry if this is rubbish. Oh, 15. Not bad.
15 hits a mook. They've only got dodge and dodge. They're not doing dodge. They're doing melee armed combat. They're still only a 9.
Ooh, bonus dice.
Mm-hmm.
I need bonus dice. Damn it!
Do you not get rerolls on ones?
No, not for my saber. That's on my gun. That is only 12
God,
damage.
you're so weak.
2 shock.
I am sorry.
2 shock.
Okay, Theo, you're last.
Can you do like a support role?
Ryoko.
No, Ryoko disconnected.
Or disconnected.
Can I have a card?
You can because you successfully attacked. Go for it, Theo. You're doing a bit of a speaking out of a bucket.
Are you in a swimming pool or something?
Called the kitchen. The cell tape must have fell off.
It did. My sellotape fell off. That's exactly what's happened. I'm just trying to stick my sellotape back down. Do I sound like I'm back in the?
You're back, yeah.
Cool. I've got sellotape. Oh, you don't want to know. Okay. Can you make like a support role to encourage Ryoko to do better on his reconnection roll?
Next round, because it will be on the same round. You could also do a bless on spirit. That would also help.
Yeah.
Okay, bless on spirit it is then.
Yeah, and you can do that for everybody because you'll all be within 5 meters.
All right. Bless on spirit. So I will particularly.
Wouldn't disconnect because it's bless is a core earth miracle as well.
Okay, cool.
It would also fail. It would fail.
So
don't forget, this isn't real world core earth. This is action movie core earth. So things like Die Hard, Rambo, and Rocky, they're all appropriate real world movies in this. But also, The Golden Child is an appropriate movie for this.
Howard.
Not so much.
Oh.
So it could work then, my bless. Basically, I'll try and improve.
But then again, so is Deliverance. I don't want to scare you.
Is it the Spirit 10? Would the Spirit 10 not cause something though?
If you're on a one, you'd fail, then he would take. There's consequences to failing the casting of a miracle.
All right, so I will address this to Ryoko. I will say, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers her out of them all, and I will bless her, bolstering her spirits to hopefully...
Everybody's spirits are bolstered by 2 points for the next minute.
Can I just ask about my martyr card?
About your what, sorry? Your martyr card?
Can I discard it now, or do I have to put it?
You have to play it into your pool in order to discard it during combat.
Okay, that's fair enough.
You should have said it whenever we weren't in combat.
He only just got it.
Oh, did he? Oh,
yeah. So the villains go. Well, the mooks are the 3 remaining ones are all going to take pot shots at you guys, because they do have their oozes out. I've lost their stats again.
Their faces. They shouldn't be shooting.
Yeah, I thought they all had machetes.
Machetes and AK-47s.
No, one of them's got an axe.
Yeah, he doesn't have an AK-47 though. He has A gun I'm unfamiliar with, but he hasn't got it out. He's got the axe out. He's got something called an Atchison 12, which is a core earth shotgun.
I don't like shotguns. I know who he hits. I know who hits shotguns more than anyone currently.
I love shotguns.
Ryoko. He's no armor. She's no armor now.
Sorry.
Your armor is ineffective at this moment in time because it is a higher tech axiom than local. So anything you've got that's contradictory at this moment in time does not work. Okay.
I'll look at Ryoko and think, oh, so you wear nothing under your armor. Nice.
No, armor it doesn't necessarily disappear. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right. Can somebody roll me a D20 for bandit number 1? Essentially, 1 to 4, it's Theo. That would be Dr. Dick. Because it's 5 to 8 Ryoko, 9 to 12 Dr. Dick.
Would have been a nice roll in one of my skills.
That will be /talk 10.
I think we have to stop rolling dice 20s.
What's your dodge, Dr. Dick?
Dodge is 11.
11. Right then, I'm going to spend one of their tokens. So /talk 10, P 17. Okay, well, it's enough to do a bonus die damage. So he's going to hit you with 8 result points with an AK-47. Actually, it's 12 result points because it's a long burst. I didn't declare it though, so I'm going to let you off on that one. So that is an AK-47 doing 17 damage versus your toughness.
9, so that's
8 result points, so that's 1 wound, 2 shock. Not enough to get to 2 wounds. Okay, for bandit number 2, can somebody roll me a D20, please?
try to soak that.
Are you going to try and soak first? Yeah, okay. That's Durak on the last one for the next hit.
Is it? I'm in melee, so.
Sorry. Still shoot you.
I know, but I just said if I'm in melee, you may actually hit us.
He might do.
So yes.
Okay, you do not soak it. But you do not disconnect on the roll of 1 with the reality skill.
Cry.
You have a second chance.
Because that's the only thing that would let you re-roll that. So you're taking a wound.
Oh.
1 near wound and 2 shock. You're fine.
Right, so Durak. If I get an odd number, he may hit one of his companions. But then I just randomly determine it from amongst all of them. If I get an even number, he hits the person he's targeting. Well, it's a 27.
Odd.
It is odd. Now, do I spend the... Currently, people in the combat that you might hit.
There's only me
You,
and Hatchet so far.
1...
Ryoko.
Ryoko, it's you, Ryoko, Lahacha, and 1 other of the guys. So on a 1, it's you. On a 2, it's Ryoko. On a 3, it's Lahacha. On a 4, it's one of the other minions.
Does I still count even though we...
Why didn't that work? Why don't /roll work? Oh, it's /die, isn't it?
Yep. /die.
/die d4. It's Durak.
Wow. Hit someone else, but he still hits me.
Yeah. That's the randomness. So that is a action total of 19 versus your dodge.
My dodge is currently 13.
So that's 6. That's 1 extra bonus die. So his long burst, so that should be 2 extra bonus die.
Okay, so if he has this got AP in it?
No, it's an AK-47.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 6, 11, 25 versus your toughness.
My toughness is 15.
So that's 10. That's 2 wounds and 4 shock.
Pardon?
2 wounds and 4 shock.
I will reality this the hell.
You
out
are
of
going to
it,
attempt
sir.
to soak it. Okay, you're in core Earth, so unlike a Rorsch, you just need you need a 15 to get rid of all of it. You need a 10 to get rid of some of it. If
Possibility.
you roll a 7, you'll get rid of none of it.
Possibility the hell out of
Sure.
this again. I keep on
So
forgetting the
skill in the
double-click it.
first one, die total in the second.
I'm trying to find my skill. Sorry. That's 13.
Can't believe you're having more trouble with 4 gunmen and 1 guy than you had with 12 gunmen and every automatic weaponry. And
18.
okay, so you managed to. A 10 would get rid of all of the shock anyway, but a 15 gets rid of 2 wounds rather than just 1. So you managed to prevent the occurrence. Your armor holds up, not failed you yet, and the reality of that continued non-failure keeps going. Somebody roll me a d20 for the 3rd gunman, please.
Hit me again, guys. I'll chop you up.
So who did it first? Ryoko. So 3 is Theo.
Hey! Oh, boo!
Yeah, boo.
I'll do it right this time. I'll put the 4 on to the beginning. So they're doing long bursts.
Wish you help on Ryoko with the spirit.
This is and it's gun jams because a long burst jams on a 3.
See, the
Now,
Lord saving me.
The axe, however,
The hatchet.
the hatchet, la hacha, he's going to ignore the first 2 points of multi-target penalty with his axe as he spins around in a whirlwind, hitting at Abram, Ryoko, and Durak. So he's at a -2 for this at the moment.
-2?
Yeah. He's going to do it as an all-out attack because he is that kind of guy, giving him an additional +2, but he has a wound, so he's at a +1.
There's no possibility, so whatever.
His melee weapons is a 14, so he's rolling off of a 15 at the moment. Okay, that's an action total of 20. So we will take it in turns because some of you will have take less or more damage dependent on what we've got. I just need to double check another perk because he's also got Relentless, which I think. Yep. So he can spend shock to add extra bonus die to the damage, which we'll probably do in a second. So, Abram, let's do you first.
Yep.
What is your melee or unarmed combat skill total at currently?
11.
So that's 9 result points, which would give him 1 bonus die of damage. He's spending 3 shock to give him another bonus die of damage.
Nice.
That's a 7. That's still a 7 because he's got trademark weapon. That's a 12.
Sugar.
24 damage with his axe.
Sugar. That's all good.
You have any good cards you could play?
2 wounds and 4 shock. I will attempt to possibility that then.
Okay. Don't forget, you should all have a card in your pool, by the way.
Just one, is it?
Yeah, you only have 1 round.
Right, so I roll a reality skill?
You do indeed, and your difficulties are, if you get a DN to 10,
No!
2 wounds, 4 shock.
John, do I also have a card in my pool?
If you did something, you still get to put a card in your pool, despite the fact you disconnect.
All right.
Now,
You have a card
Ryoko,
in your
what
hand
is
if you do an
your
action.
melee weapon skill?
15. No,
Okay.
14, sorry.
14. So he got 1 bonus die on you. He has to do the shock separately for everybody, so it's not that good. And I'm not going to spend another one just yet. So now, Ryoka, your armor does not apply, and you cannot spend possibilities because you are disconnected. So what is your basic toughness without armor?
That's a good question. 14.
That's
No.
including armor.
Then
Oh,
it's
just
4, I guess.
No,
No,
what's
you
your strength? It's your strength is your basic toughness.
Okay, strength is 9.
Okay, so 5 result points because you got 14 damage on you. So that's 1 wound, 2 shock.
Okay, can I
It's
use...
quite weird because basically as his axe comes through, at one moment your armor's there, and then the patch of armor in the way of the axe just sort of ripples out of existence, and the axe cuts into your stomach.
Can I use opponent fails?
You can indeed.
Then I will do so.
Okay, you do not take anything,
So
and
that fails
Wait a
on
minute.
everything, does
Does
it?
that mean everyone?
it does. However,
Oh.
can I be mean? Because you really ought to do opponent fails before that point. But it's a multi-action one, so we'll say, yeah, opponent fails, it gets it out of your hand. Not a problem. So, yes. Abram, you also were not hit.
Yay!
Yay! We're all happy.
Double check. Durak, what would you have got? But then he hasn't spent 3 shock either.
I've got 15 on arms now.
Which would give him 1 result point. He would have spent shock on you as well. Just to punch through the armor. That would have been, well, the 1 I re-roll. So that would have been 10 with 2 dice to re-roll.
So-
17, 29 on Durak.
I have toughness 15.
So that would have been 14 result points.
Same
So,
for me. 2 wounds and 4 shock.
but it didn't happen.
Wow.
Make
So I
that happen better
So,
next
see,
time.
does
Yeah,
that mean
do
I
it,
get
do it earlier next time. You didn't spend the possibility.
Okay,
Who's got
I-
the card that can pull things from the pool, the dead pool?
Master plan.
Who's got a master plan?
Okay, so next time on multi-target actions, if I have the card, I can play it at once, even
Yeah,
if
Essentially,
it's not my
you
turn.
need to do the opponent fails once
Okay,
the
yeah.
opponent has succeeded, basically.
Okay, I didn't know. I
That's
thought it's only for me.
Well, I didn't know either, but we learned.
Okay, so luckily, slightly better outcome at the end of that combat round than you first had.
Whew. It's a good thing we had
Well,
2 of these.
appropriate. The Pan Pacifica character is the one in this. Always the hard way.
I'm going to do something. I'm going to seize the day.
So you are going to switch the lines around, yeah?
Yep. Play the new drama card. It is revealed. Swap the conflict lines for the heroes and villains, including initiative. So we go first.
Yes.
Because I think
Heroes
it's
go
better
first,
us going
villains
first.
go second.
He'd have done that again and just killed us all.
Potentially. He did get a very good roll, though.
Right, so heroes
he
go
did.
first. That's slice.
Can I do
We'll
my
go to your-
reconnect?
You do your reconnect. It's a simple action at the beginning of your go.
Okay, so my spirit is 2 points
You're
higher,
higher at
so,
the moment, yes.
so it's 10.
Sounds correct. Now, you at the moment you're in Korath. Korath is generally mixed, more so than any other cosm for reasons you don't know. Apparently, mixed is better than dominant and that sort of thing, or more dominant. Oh no, actually, no. It's old talk. Hang on. I think it's still dominant rather than pure, but I think your difficulties are based on that one. If I can get the right one, because this isn't a mixed zone when I think about it in new rules.
Like 14 or 15 yes again or something.
It's at a -4, I think. Yeah, dominant's only at a -4. So essentially, your target numbers for reconnection is a 14. Now, it's a reality skill check, not just a spirit skill.
Okay, so reality. So I up spirit by 2.
Yep.
So it's 10, and then I roll the reality.
Roll your
check.
reality skill. Don't forget to put your spirit back down after. We just rolled off of a 10. It just rolled on my screen. It went from the and then back onto the 8.
Can I use a possibility? No.
You
No,
can't
because
use
when you're disconnected, you can't spend possibilities. You still get an action, and again, you've not got that much of a problem because you're in Core Earth, which isn't that much different to Pan Pacifica. So you're limited to Core Earth axioms. So, for example, that machete you were talking about picking up earlier, perfectly fine.
Okay, well, I hope there's some lying around.
You can still use a sword. It's just be a sword. It won't be electric or anything like that.
You could blag that. It's currently a bog standard katana, if there is such a thing.
All right, then I will just bring down my katana on the guy.
Problem is your armor's a little bit too funky. On who? Just a mook, yeah?
On the small guy.
On the small guy. Yep, so that's a success. Now, the damage is going to be less because the Iron Gosoku has got a significantly buffed damage. I think the electric katana is +4. Raw sabers +3. Yeah, it's going to be just like a longsword +3. So it's one less damage at the moment because it's not electric.
Okay, so that's 12 damage then. Is there any
the armor piercing is the stuff that cuts through. 12 damage is 4 results. Now, unfortunately, you also do not have access to any perks that have Pan Pacifica as a Cosm requirement, which I think all your key powers do, which is annoying because this is one of those examples where your key shout would have been really good because it would have done a wound to the guy rather than just the shock. But that's what happens.
It is what it is.
Unless you've got cards you could play.
No, at the moment I don't have a card.
Frustratingly, your mind's fogged. You can't remember all of your training. The bloody battery and the swords fritzing for some reason you can't work out, but you break through that and you manage to hit the guy. He stumbles back under the ferocity of your assault more than anything else.
All right, and I play Flurry in my pool.
Your pool or your planet?
Into his pool. So who's following Ryoko?
He did remember my bonus to his reality check, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It was already added in.
I'll go next. Question: is you can only share with other people from your pool in this combat, is now?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so I will just multi action.
Yep. Doing 2 things is approved this round.
Forget that. I'll just attack this guy in front of me.
The Mook or the Hatcher?
The Hatcher.
Okay.
He's a dangerous one. I'm just looking for my encumbered. There we go.
Okay, 14s, 10s actually, because he's currently very vulnerable because he did all that attack.
Make my dice rolls bad.
Well, you succeeded still. You just didn't. You got hit.
So talking makes you roll worse.
Whenever I click the button and someone talks, it's like distracts me. My thoughts of 20s. I get 16 damage AP too.
AP's irrelevant. He isn't wearing armor. 16 damage gives him a wound and 2 shock.
You dead?
Nope.
That's 2 wounds I've done on him so far. You must have. Yeah. That was.
Who's following Direct?
I move a card.
Can
Can I swap with someone now?
If they've got cards in their pool.
I'm going to swap with.
Theo has a willpower card. Ryoko has a flurry. Dr. Dick has a flurry. Abram has a second chance.
Swap him Ryoko. I'm giving my reconnect 61.
So, Ryoko, do you wish to take Durak's reconnect card?
Sure.
It means you reconnect it without a test, basically.
You
give you all armor back.
You have to give him your flurry in return, because you've got no choice.
Yes, I give him flurry. McFlurry.
Which flurry is it?
I've done it already.
Have you? Oh, hex.
Okay, Ryoko, you spend the reconnect card, assuming you want to. You could hold on to it.
No,
okay, you immediately reconnect.
Thank you.
How
many bars reception I got?
Yeah, you go. Your armor resis back in. Indeed, you've got little reticle on your eye, giving you some heads-up display for augmented reality and stuff like that. And the bars of power on your sword immediately go back up to full as well. So Theo, Dr. Dick, Abram, who's next?
Attack a mook.
I guess
Yes,
before the being wounded gives them a minus, does it not?
It will do, yes. Only one of them's wounded, and that's Lahacha. Well, you've got one dead mook, one stunned mook, 2 untouched mooks, and the axe is on 2 wounds and 4 shock out of his total shock of 10.
I was thinking yeah, I can hear you, Abram. Sorry,
9
I interrupted
even,
you.
sorry.
I was just going to say, basically, is Abram injured? He's wounded, isn't he?
No, Abram isn't. The only person
Oh,
who
I'm
did is
not.
Dr. Dick.
Yeah, I have 3 wounds.
Ah, okay.
Now, didn't somebody get a card that said this won't be playable because it was like of characters taken out or defeated or something like that?
Somebody said if they're KO'd,
Yeah.
then we all gain
Yes.
a bonus or something.
I have it. It's called Spurred On. Play when a hero is KO'd or defeated. All other Storm Knights are up on their next turn.
All right, so we could do with him going down then, could we?
So we all attack Dr. Dick then, just to get him down.
Don't
Okay.
do that.
This is like the Viagra card or what?
So is Father Theo praying?
So,
Like a
sorry,
praying
I'll
thing?
let Gazri go. Basically, I was just thinking that wounds might deduct from his chances to do something, so I was going to heal him before he did, but he looks keen, so off you go.
No,
Abram.
my strength is what deducts from my ability to do anything. Unless you want to improve my strength.
I could do that, but really, I probably should heal Dr. Dick. I feel
No,
guilty.
it'd be fun if you didn't know, wouldn't it?
It would be funny, but
Just-
Theo
just
would do
don't-
it.
Abraham is not a good influence, I think. I think he's the height of Dr. Jekyll or whatever it is.
A multi-action has to be 2 different things. isn't it?
It's not multi-target, it's a multi-action. So,
Not attacking 2
for
things.
example, casting a miracle and firing a shotgun, for example,
Could
would
you
be a
cast?
multi-action.
Could you cast 2
Try and
different
cast-
miracles?
No, unless you've got. Well, actually, not even then. I've raised this on the forums. They've given a perk to do 2 Sire abilities on the same turn, and there's a perk to do 2 spells on the same turn, but there's no perk to do it for miracles, which I think is a little unfair on the priests. But
They get spells that allow
If
you
you
to
do
push
that, you can use my flurry and do like 2 multi-action things if you just heal me up.
No. Well, I'll heal Dr. Dick. Since
okay, you're going to concentrate.
Still have the spirit thing on us?
You do. That's lasting for a minute, so you've got about 4
What I
rounds.
mean is he's cast another spell, so...
Yeah, no, bless isn't concentration.
Oh, okay.
So what miracle are you using, Theo? Is it just heal?
just heal, yeah,
Healing, yeah.
healing. Yeah, bless healing.
So much
So
talk about this.
Your
healing.
total is modified by his wound penalty, so it is a little harder.
Oh, dear.
This
How
is
many
unique.
wounds has he got? 1 or
He's got
2?
3.
He's got 3 wounds? Oh my god, you're near dead.
Yeah.
You need an outstanding success to heal all 3 wounds, but you might be able to do so.
yeah, I'll do
So
that. No
that would
problem.
be if you get a 23, you'll heal all 3 wounds.
Oh, I'll do that. No worries. I'll go up to Dr. Dick then, and I'll inspire him obviously by saying that the Lord keeps all your bones, not one of them is broken, and I will cast a spell. A healing miracle.
By the way, for the combined attention to detail for all of your parables
not.
and prayers till now, you can have a possibility.
I'll
Because at
spend.
the moment,
However, it failed.
you failed at the minute.
Well, I'll spend that possibility I just got.
Yep, you need to get 21.
Right now, I'm
23.
determined to do this damn possibility. Right, so it's my.
Roll 20.
Hold on a minute.
So you put your skill in the first box.
So that's the total skill, including
Your
the skill and
Add
attributes.
plus your spirit stat.
And then the other one is a 6.
And then the 6 is the die in the so the dice roll total so far in the second box.
Not quite. Not
Just
quite good
3
enough.
points out. Has anyone got a supporter card?
I have a willpower card which I shall play.
Yeah.
I thought you needed
You
a
need
23.
You need a 23.
23. I said 23.
Oh, did he? Damn it. Oh, it wasn't working. I got a supporter card then.
I've got a willpower
No,
card.
I
Has
don't have
anyone
one.
got
I would put you up to a 22.
anything? Give me just one measly point.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Dr.
got no
Dick, if
card.
you got a card, you can bonus him with.
No, he hasn't.
There's a
Wouldn't
limit.
use your willpower card then.
Yeah,
I'd
don't
save
use your
it.
willpower card because it's not going to make any difference.
All right. Well, it's
But
still,
Dr.
it's still,
Dick recovers
heal
4 shock
2.
and 2 wounds.
yeah,
You still heal 2 wounds. That's
Yeah.
good.
Does indeed.
yeah, it's nothing to sniff at.
Well,
No.
thanks.
He literally lays his hands upon you, which reminds me, Theo, don't you have a different perk on top of that?
What perk?
Uh-oh.
I've got a
He's
conviction
touching people.
thing. I've got a lay on hands, but just a shock.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember what lay on hands did, so.
Yeah, it does shock, not wounds, and I can't heal. That's it for Dr.
Can't
Dick
do
now.
it twice. Cool. Dr. Dick Abram, who's going next?
Can I attempt to shoot again this time before everyone keeps
John,
stopping me?
Mm-hmm.
Technically,
Never
Dr.
mind.
Dick was downed, or?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't down
Oh.
because you're down on when your wounds exceed your total.
Okay.
A fourth wound would have taken him out. He would have had to test for defeat or be KO'd.
He was not killed. Okay.
You get
All right.
KO'd if your shock goes, though, can't you?
Yes. If your shock equals your shock, exceeds your shock total, then you get KO'd.
All right. Guess proceed.
I would like to do an all-out attack on one of the mooks.
Yep.
But then a maneuver to twist myself in the mook, so the mook is between me and this fire axe person.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
basically, he can't whirlwind my ass again.
Okay.
So it's an all-out attack. So I am -4.
Well, you're at +2 on one and -2 on the other.
+2, right? +2 on one. Right.
Yeah,
so I won't do any
multi-action gives you a -2 on both, but then the all-out attack gives you a +4 on one of them.
Do I roll twice?
No, you roll once. You generate a single bonus number, and then we apply it to the skills separately.
What do I roll it off though? Because there's 2 different skills.
You can just roll the same as before. You can just roll the bonus number, and we'll apply it to the skills separately.
Right. So I won't do a plus or minus on this. I'll just roll a d20.
Yeah. Just roll the bonus. So /TORG or use the button on your character sheet.
It won't be rubbish.
It will be.
Do be rubbish.
You're not using a weapon. It's got a mishap range, so.
No. Go on. I'll use me possibility. So it's 4. God damn it! What's my skill I put in this then?
Forget
Just
that.
leave it as 0.
minus,
Sorry.
no,
Just leave
forget
it at 0. So it'll be 0 and a 4.
Right.
Yep.
So it's plus
Works.
8. So one's plus 10. One's
And the
plus
other one's
6.
+6.
Right. So my melee is plus 10.
You a total
So
of
that is 21.
2 bonus die for damage.
Oh. Which is
Yeah,
14. So
the mook that you attack, that you wanted to, what you basically do, you attack that guy, take him out, and then maneuver the mook next to him.
yes, that was what I meant. And the maneuver would be what, +6 we said,
Yeah,
so that
6
would
for up
be
maneuver.
17 for
Their
my maneuver.
defensive maneuver is just their dexterity, so that's an 8.
Yay!
What was your total on that one?
17.
17. So yeah, you make him. It's not enough to get a player's call, but you've made him very stymied, or it's up to you. Stymied or vulnerable? What do you want?
So that he can't hit, it's harder for him to hit me.
Okay, so he's stymied, very stymied.
Very stymied.
And you get second wind, Dr. Dick.
Right.
Right,
So
You
now
leave
play Martyr, or get rid of Martyr.
Okay, which gives you another card.
So how many targets are out now? Or enemies?
You still have a wounded hatchet, a stunned mook, and an untouched mook.
Is the guy who shot me still there?
Yes, because that was the second one.
All right. He's first priority. Okay. So I'm going to
Is the
use.
vengeance perk being saved up for at some point in the future?
Can we say that I've used trick to play dead? Or like to make it seem like he definitely killed me, so that I could sort of just pop up from behind the rock and say, "Ah, I'm not dead."
Yeah,
And
why
that's
not?
All right. And then I'm going to shoot him with my Uzi. So I'm at
So essentially, you're trying to make him vulnerable, easy to hit, hence the play dead, and then from a prone position, you're going to shoot him.
Yep.
Hand. Yes.
Great. Cheers.
Ooh, got a good one, I think. No.
10
No, I
followed
just
by
got
1.
one on the second one, unfortunately.
It's still yeah, you can make him vulnerable. Unfortunately, you can't make him very vulnerable. But vulnerable is enough. They've only got defenses of like 8s and 9s, these guys.
Right, okay, vulnerable. So that only puts me at a -1 for the. Wait, no, that puts me at a plus.
Well, he's at a -2 for being vulnerable.
Yeah, he's at -2, and then I get -1 for the. -2 for the multi-action.
Yep.
And -1 for the wound.
So you're at -1 aggregate. Yeah, that makes sense.
But then I'm at +2 for the best thing, so
+1.
So that would be 11 plus.
Same bonus number. What's your fire combat +1?
Fire was 1, 9.
9 just hits because his dodge is 9. So what's your base damage for your pistol or whatever you were firing at him?
13 for the Uzi.
Okay, so well, you take him out because that's 5 result points off of his toughness of 8.
Yeah. And then because while the going is good, I'm going to play a flurry card.
You get a romance card for your any multi-action.
Oh. Well, I'm playing flurry, so
You get another action now.
yeah. Okay. So the guy who's the the big guy. I think I'm going to go for the big guy now.
Lahacha.
Yep. I'm going to sort of peer out, or move out from behind the rock and get a good, somewhat concealed position. I don't know. Is he?
He's engaged at the moment with at least 2 of your companions.
Ooh. Okay. Well. Then I'm just going to. Well, is there a place I could be sort of not within his range, but close enough to throw something at him?
Oh, 100%, because he's using a fire axe.
Right. So I'm just going to do sort of run up to him, not engage, and do a trick by throwing some powder in his eyes.
Okay.
Uh,
His trick defense, he's still very vulnerable from doing the all-out attack last round. He hasn't had another go yet. He's a 2.
Wow.
Oh, good. And then I'll play a flurry as well.
How stupid is this guy?
So he's going to be disfavored next round, and you want to make him he's already very vulnerable, so you're going to make him very stymied.
Yep.
Okay. And did somebody else say they were playing a flurry?
I'll play my flurry because I just got it from Alex there, so I'll do it.
It's in your pool, yeah?
Yep. It's now gone from my pool because I deleted it. Right, so I'll do my combat against your big guy again. Sorry,
Okay.
little guy, hatchet.
Difficulties are 11, same as last time. Yep. Melee weapons, lost it. Where's it gone? Yeah, 10s, not 11s.
I got 17.
So that's 1 bonus die damage.
That's 19.
Now, do I actually... let's see. Yeah, he's named. It's going to be worthwhile. We're going to test for defeat as he goes down. Because we've never had to do this before. And it's on the bad guys, but why not?
We don't know what it is, so you have to explain it.
Exactly. So, a character's physical endurance determines how much damage she can sustain, but it's her will to live that keeps her in the fight. When a character suffers wounds beyond to her maximum, bad typo, she must make an immediate standard difficulty number 10 strength or spirit test, whichever is lower, and consult the results below. So, Lahatcha's strength is 10, his spirit is 9, so there's not a huge difference. So we go TORG 9. And what that means is, if you succeed, if you fail, you die. You immediately get one final dramatic action before expiring. You may ignore wound penalties with this last effort. On a standard, the character is knocked out and suffers a permanent injury. See below. On a good success, the knight is knocked out, suffers an injury, and lasts until all his wounds are healed. And on an outstanding, you are just knocked out. We've lost Badger.
Does this mean he's just knocked out then?
Well, he is currently down, and he is knocked out with a permanent injury. But you've taken him out.
What's the permanent injury then?
See below. I've got to read. I think you actually take a stat point damage. I think. Yeah, when a character sustains an injury, one of her attributes, her choice, is reduced by 1. If it would reduce an attribute below 5, choose a different attribute instead.
I feel a fail on that roll would have been better for him. He'd have had one less action against us.
Yeah, well, he didn't fail. Although, hang on a second. I think he did fail. Because I think wound penalties are taken into account on that. Reason being, because there is a perk that lets you ignore wound penalties on defeat rolls. So he does indeed get a single last dramatic action. And he'll go off. He'll basically, very similar to what happened with Maserati, this time he screams and raises his axe and brings it down, all of his attention on the dwarf. So he's going to do an all-out attack. With his skill of 14.
If I go down, my last action is going to claw at someone's throat. Guess who it could be?
I'm going to spend one of my pool of possibilities. 14 P 16, because otherwise I'll never get rid of them. Right, that's a 23 to hit.
You know I've only got a dodge of 15.
Okay, so that's
dodge.
8.
No, it's not dodge. It's
unarmed
combat of 15.
Unarmed combat. Okay, so it's not 2 bonus die of damage, it's just the 1, but he is going to, because he might as well, he hasn't got anything to lose, he's going to spend 3 shock to get an extra bonus die. That's 22.
15 still.
7 result points, 1 wound, 2 shock.
I can't do anything about it. So 1 wound, 2 shock, you say?
Yep, and then he collapses to the floor, dead. And as it's literally 11 o'clock, the other guy, you take him out in short order. The conflict only took about 20 seconds, but you are very aware of the fact that, yes, gunshots did ring out. You hear the sound of a truck starting behind you, and you look and you see the familiar face of Lupe waving from the truck. She says, "Get in, get in. I'll get you there quick."
Where does he come from? And what happened to the guy run away?
No, you took out the other guy.
The one ran away in the woods.
Oh, he screamed. He's gone. He's taken out in air quotes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And as you get onto the truck, she guns it, wheels backspin in the dust of the road, and she drives you into town, heading towards the police station. And that's where we'll pick it up next week.
I didn't know it was a female. I thought it was a male. Sure, much I know.
Cheers, John.
Cheers, John.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe that you did so well
It's
against
12.
heavy
Yeah.
weapons
3
and a
times
named
as many
NPC
people.
and 3 times as many people, and then a smaller group that you prepared for, and actually had quite a good drop on them. But
I
yeah, it
think
goes to show.
it was when we stopped using guns. We should just.
Well, you're saying that it's no difference on Durek. He was still taking people out.
I suppose.
Well, you'll be pleased to know that you have, because there is a finite number of banditos at the police station, and you've just reduced that number by 4. And Fressa doesn't have his right-hand lieutenant.
Cool. That's going to help us. Is there still the same scene?
Yes.
So when we go into the police station, that'll be the same scene.
It will be. The Magnificent Storm Knights is the current scene, and then it would go on to scene 2. It's still the Living Land.
Okay. So I can't, just as a note, I can't heal Dr. Dick again, I'm afraid.
Not yet, no.
But you can heal me.
I can heal you indeed, sir.
No, I thought we were gonna get away in one of the trucks with the machine gun.
You could do it right now if you
Yeah,
want to.
you're in a truck with a machine gun.
To forget next week.
What we did?
Yeah, you're in one of them now.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Another one.
Good night, and next week I won't be there.
That's right.
Yeah.
You reconnected, so you're not going to be a problem. But if you want to elect somebody else to, because you're going to need everybody at the same time. If you want to elect somebody else to run you, that's fine.
Sure, brother Theo will do it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to use. So you want me to look after you?
Yes.
Next week he won't be here,
Terrifying.
so you
Okay. Yeah. All right. That will do. I'll try not to kill you. But if I do, I'll heal you.
If he does, he'll make sure you'll be able to play your card.
Yeah.
I have all the best cards at the moment.
And I'll give you a heads up. Scene 2, because of its title, you will be within the Living Land, which means you will be swapping out your Cosm cards for Living Land Cosm cards again. You won't get a new one if you already spent one, but if you want to use your Core Earth one, you've got to use it before the end of the scene.
Can I use a card now then, before we go? I can use it from my hand at the minute. I'll play a tune and get a Cosm card straight away.
Sure. So you get another Core Earth one.
But you'll swap for next week, so it'll be there, you know.
The Law of Hope.
Could I use my first aid skill on people, please?
Wow.
Because I could first aid Dick. No, mate.
Hi, Alexander. I'm not sure if Law of Hope is possibly the best Core Earth card.
Can I play it right now, please?
You've got none, yeah.
Immediately refreshes possibilities. Goodness me.
Yeah, so let's say if you want to do that, so essentially as Lupe turned up driving the truck, you feel that was fortuitous, and you just are filled with hope. Everyone's possibility pool is refreshed to full.
Can you
fill I want to.
Ryoko's if she wants to.
If you want to. You don't want. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Yeah, but can you fill up a Ryoko?
Yeah, I've done. She's on 3.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't think she's got anything. She hasn't got the things that give her anything else. Unflinching.
Well, who would not want to fill up their possibilities to max?
I suppose if you're already at full, but yeah, very nice.
Just so you know, the 4 that you haven't had, keep fighting, which is another test for defeat 1. So basically, you just bring someone back. There is a very good one when you're fighting big named bad guys. During the Ulysses con, one of the guys in my group had that in the 3rd scenario where we were at the bottom of a lake. I was playing an Adinos who was forced to wear scuba gear. It was quite harrowing. And there was an Adinos priestess doing something funky at the bottom of the lake, and he played that on her. So she couldn't do anything.
Right?
Overtime, and then there's rousing speech. I'm just checking on that for you, Theo, because I can't remember if first aid does wounds or
It
just.
does.
shock.
It does. I can show you this. I've got a screenshot of it.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes. But yeah, you can do. It's the golden hour situation on that one. So you can only within an hour and only on an individual victim once. So it will be an 11.
Go for it.
So is Durak injured now as well?
Yes, I am. I've 1 wound lost.
Okay, and also Dr. Dick's got
time
1
to
wound
do
left,
one
doesn't he?
person because it takes 10 minutes. Strictly speaking,
Oh.
it's only going to be 5 minutes between here and the police station. But I'll let you do one person.
Oh, okay, that's very kind of it. I'll do Durak then because he's our
The one
fighter.
that always gets hit, it seems.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm always hitting people.
Oops.
The good thing
no.
your possibilities went back up.
Mine didn't, did they?
Yeah, well, he played the Law of Hope.
Oh, is
which
that
is
everybody?
essentially everybody, any Storm Knight who wishes to, can refresh their possibility pool back up to maximum.
Oh, okay. In that case, yeah, fair enough. I understand. So, oh god, here we go. My first aid is my mind, which is 8 plus my skill response, which is 9. And I rolled a 3. Yeah, 9. I've got 1 point in
You
first
got a
aid
3
skill.
and it was a -6, so you can reverse engineer it. 6 plus 3 is also 9. So.
I was just thinking. I thought it was really, really high. That's weird. That didn't work out right there. 13.
Yeah, because you rolled a 3 previously.
+1 +9. Yeah, so that's a 10. What did you have to get?
A 10, I think.
11. No, it's a 10 plus wound penalties.
Oh, bugger. So if I played my willpower
If you
card...
played a willpower card, it would work.
God for that. Okay, there you go, Mr. Dwarf.
Does it just heal 1 wound? Does it heal any shock?
1 wound, and I think it still retrieves all shock.
Hey, I'm fully back to health. I feel so much better.
And the last one you haven't had yet is escalation, which is essentially you get reinforcements, including a reality-rated foe against you, enemy reinforcement. It's like Dino Attack, but people.
Well, I'm happy. That was a good game. Scary at the end, but good.
Well, it's only going to get scarier. Don't worry.
Yay, we like scary.
But you're good. I've used 3 of my pool of enemy possibilities.
Yeah, but you have 10 of them.
Good.
Yeah, because there's 5 of you.
I know, but you've got 10 compared to us.
I can't imagine what they're going to do because that's what they give when you're at beta clearance. I haven't got a clue what they're going to do when you're at gamma clearance and stuff like that.
3 times or something.
But it's quite incredibly how it changes if you just have a couple of named baddies with perks.
Yeah, we don't like named baddies with perks.
Well,
we do when they die and give us it, but no.
And I'm going to have to remember in the next one, because I do this, Gaz, in the games when you run, I remind you about corruption and stuff like that.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Can you please remember to remind me about Gloater?
Gloater?
Yeah. Basically, certain villains have abilities they can use when certain approved actions are on the line. And I've had about 3 of these villains in this scenario so far. Each and every time I've forgotten to do it. So it's when taunt or intimidation are approved actions, the villain may affect the entire party without a multi-target penalty.
Ah. We don't want to be affected, though.
I know, but
No.
there's something else to it, but I'm going to leave that as a surprise until it actually happens.
Lucky us. Right, I'm going to go. Good night. See you next week.
Are you back at school yet, then?
No, not yet.
I'm back at. We're actually back in the sales team. We're back in the office
Yeah, some of
next Tuesday.
our schools started. Some of our schools started today.
Terrifying.
My nephew has to test now for COVID-19 because he had a cough before he went, and they won't let him in.
When the HR department posted what the precautions they're taking, they said, "And we're checking temperatures," and I was like, because they didn't say we're checking people's temperatures, but obviously that's what it was.
Yeah, it's 300 outside, 30 outside. That's no one can come in.
Exactly.
You're too hot.
But one of the girls in the office said she went to a shop or a restaurant the other week,